Welcome to the Film Junket Podcast.
This isn't the vodka stream, guys. Not the vodka stream. What are you talking about? Because, obviously, what is that? Whoa. That was weird. That was like my own voice. Did you hear that? That was interesting. Because every time I start my podcast, even though it's just like audio, whatever the hell, I still start off with my theme song. It makes me feel a little bit more professional. I'm telling you guys, one of these... My audience keeps growing, which it does in a sense, but it's also very difficult to just, keep the audience engaged. And if somehow, maybe 2019 will be my year where I could do this for a living and not have to go to a goddamn day job, and do work for other people. I'll have a podcast live or whatever, just at least starting off 3 days a week. That's my kind of like my goal, dream kind of thing, I have it where I start off maybe like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then just go Monday through Friday or whatever the fuck. Still have my normal videos and everything like that, but just have like a morning kind of show live thing. I don't know. See what happens. Oh, that kind of hurts. What's happening, guys? Yeah. The reason why I said it's not the vodka stream, because I'm drinking wine for this podcast, guys. That's right. A little bit of Pinot Grigio. Delicious. Yeah, I'm not always sipping vodka, guys. Come on. Or anything else that's hard alcohol. Sometimes you gotta, I don't want to be that much of an alcoholic, guys. So I have to, change it up and drink some wine every now and then. No, I think like, during the week, I gotta relax a little bit, so I'm not gonna just be pounding vodka or pounding any kind of hard alcohol during the week all the time. That's just not healthy. But glass of wine or two not every night, but every glass of wine or two during the week. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But yeah, I'm still doing the Film Junket podcast, where it's just me talking shit into the microphone by myself. I love the vodka stream. I'm definitely going to be doing that once a week. Obviously, certain things happen, which I'll get to in a little bit, where it didn't cause that to happen, the following weekend. But I'm going to keep it up, and I'm going to do another vodka stream this Friday, so look forward to that. Who knows what time it's going to be, just whatever I feel. So, and that's a lot of fun, and that's just basically I pour a glass of vodka, and I just talk to you guys on the live chat, answer questions and everything like that. So if you haven't join in next time. Just ask a question. I try to answer as many questions as I can. It's not always easy. You got a bunch of people putting in questions and comments. I can't just address them all, but I try my best. So it's a lot of fun. And then as soon as I have one last drink left of vodka, that's when I end the stream. And it's been a lot of fun, actually. It is a lot of fun. So, but I'm still going to do the Film Junket podcast and still talk about meaningless shit that I always do. Like, for instance, hey, I almost died last week. Well, not really. If you guys probably already know, if you guys have been following me on social media, and then, of course, even watched the vodka stream, I had surgery a week and a half ago now. Well, no, not a half. Basically, Sunday night, 2 Sundays ago. I had surgery because my appendix said, fuck you, I don't like living in your body anymore. It's all the alcohol I drink. I don't know, that could be it. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of touch on that. I touched on it on the vodka stream, but I'll go in a little more detail. But yeah, guys, it's really funny because my mom got her appendix removed when she was, I think she was actually younger than I am now. But her appendix burst where she literally, like, when it was time to go, well, apparently, according what she said was that they thought she just had gas, or that, it was nothing. And so she didn't get admitted to the hospital, nothing or anything. And then her appendix finally burst, and she apparently crawled out of the bedroom to tell my dad, like, hey, I need to go to the hospital. I'm in serious pain. And I also had my buddy, one of my really good friends, who we were roommates for a bit a while ago. His appendix also took a shit on him, where I remember just getting a phone call. Hey, he's in the hospital right now. Vasquez is in the hospital right now. And I call him Vasquez because he has the same first name as I do, So we always, since we both were named David, we just found it easier that we just address each other with our last name. So he'd always call me Pena, and I'd call him Vasquez. So it just made things easier. That's all. We also had a third friend. We just call him Davey, though. We didn't use his last name because it was a little more harder to pronounce. You're racist. How dare you? No. What are you talking about? But that's what it was, easier just to call him Davey and then call us by our last names. That's just the way we rolled. But I mean, that's normal for guys. We, you call each other by your last name sometimes. Especially if you have a common first name like I do. Sometimes you have to do that. So, anyways, so he had his appendix removed too. So it was always in the back of my head. That's what's funny. Okay, so I'd always think about it. Every now and then I would just think about it and just get kind of worried, because it could happen to anyone. I'm not trying to instill any fear into you guys, but yes, it can happen. You never know what's going to happen. It's a pretty damn common thing. And so it was always in the back of my head. And then, so the week prior to last week, probably at the beginning of the week, I started feeling like a little, my side. I just remember one day I was working out. I think it was during the weekend. And I kind of started feeling like a little bit of a cramp. But I just thought I was cramping up because of the workout. Even though I found it kind of strange because, it wasn't like I just ate a big meal and decided to work out. It was just mainly like, I was just doing it. I was like, what the fuck? That's weird, But I didn't think anything of it because it went away. And then, throughout that week, it was kind of like I would feel it and then it would go away. And then I remember that Thursday, like the Thursday before Thanksgiving, I remember it was my stomach was giving me problems. Like I felt really bloated, you get like that bloaty feeling and everything like that. I just thought it was my time of the month. Oh, stupid joke. And it actually kept me up that night. I got really shitty sleep that night because of that. And then my body is very weird, guys. Ever since I was in probably 6th grade, my body does something weird. It's actually kind of cool and kind of annoying at the same time because I wish my body would I wish they could just tell me that, hey, something's fucked up. Something's wrong. Because what happens when something is not right in my body, like something like, I'm either about to get sick or maybe I'm overly stressed or something like that, I will break out. I will break out in like hives. It's a very strange thing. Where I'll get very itchy and hot. And then all of a sudden, like from my thighs to my ass to my back and my stomach will just be covered in itchy bumps. And then it'll just go away as soon as like I'm up and, moving around, getting the blood flowing. Within like a couple hours, like the bumps will they'll like join together to turn into like these big blotches. And then, they're like almost whitish-ish. And then all of a sudden they just turn into red blotches. And then they're gone. Then I'm gone within like hours. But that will usually happen if I'm about to get sick. Sometimes, not all the time, but most of the time that'll happen. And shit's just not feeling right. Or I'm like stressed. That'll do it too. So that night when my stomach was giving me a lot of problems and I was just kind of I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I feel hot and itchy. And go and look in the mirror, my complete, like, from my fucking tits down, guys, covered in bumps. Covered in bumps. Itchy. Just big old bumps. Like the worst that I probably ever had it. And I'm going, what the fuck is going on here? You know? And then, I kind of go back to sleep for a couple hours and then I wake up for work. And of course the bumps, did what they do. They disappear as soon as I'm like, going. And my crampy feeling, it was kind of there that Friday. A little bit, not that bad. And then it kind of went away. And then I wake up Saturday. And now I'm just kind of going, okay, now I'm like really feeling it on my side. I'm going, I must have pulled a muscle or strained a muscle, maybe working out or something like that, because that's what it started feeling like. And I'm like, oh man, I think I just hurt myself and blah, 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 blah. And that Saturday, I had a little early Thanksgiving family function with my Mexican side. And so that day, I just kind of took it easy, didn't even work out or anything. I was like, I'm not working out. I'm not feeling, it's feeling like I hurt myself. I might have to go in or something like that. I don't know. So I just kind of relaxed that Saturday, and then I went to the function and eating all that food, drinking some beer. It started feeling a little bit worse. And I was telling, people that. I'm like, yeah, I think I might have just strained myself. And I was even telling my dad that. He was there and he was in town. He lives in Vegas. So I was like, yeah, I even helped like move, cause it was my nana's house. So when dinner was done, we had to move tables and I even helped with that. And that kind of hurt. And then of course, it's my Mexican side and my Mexican grandma, my Mexican nana, 86 years old. She still loves to dance. So that's usually what happens. And, her birthday is around this time too, around Thanksgiving. So we kind of do like a dual celebration. So we all took turns dancing with Nana. So, and I was reluctant because I was in pain, but then I still did it. I didn't do anything too crazy. She felt really bad though after she found out that my dad made the joke to her because that's his mom that, yeah, because he danced with you. I was like, oh, don't say that, Dad, you fuck. That was pretty funny. So I get home. My brother drove. He picked me up and we drove over there. And then I was even telling him, I'm like, yeah, man, my side's like really starting to hurt. And then he was even telling me maybe you should go in. I'm like, yeah, I might go in tomorrow, Sunday, or something like that, just to get it checked out. So I get home and I'm just like, ugh. And I do some more, I kind of do some self-medicating, of course, which involves vodka. And it's just, I'm laying on the couch going, the hell's going on here? This doesn't feel right. I'm texting with friends. One of my friends goes, hey, maybe you have gallstones. And I went, oh, shit. Because, she was asking me where the pain was. And she goes, it sounds like that's what you're having. And I even looked it up and I went, uh-oh. Yes, that's on the right side, like right there. Just below, just right where the rib is. And I was going, oh, crap. And I started freaking out. And I started pacing around my apartment that, I was like, I'm going to have to get my gallbladder removed. It was one of those kind of freak out things. And then I text my mom because she had her appendix removed, and I just asked her, I was like, where was the pain at, when you had that? And then she called me and I told her that I was having some pain, and she was telling me, yeah, you should go in, this, that, and this. And I went, well, I'm not dying right now. So we'll just wait. Let's just wait for a little bit. And, so I told her that, and then she said, okay, yeah, I'll leave my phone like right next to me. If I fall asleep, just call me and let me know if you're going in and everything like that. So, as I'm just like going over my head and freaking out and, trying to self-medicate a little bit, and then it just got to the point where we're like, okay, this is not feeling good at all. This is not good. And then I'm freaking out, and I decide at 1 o'clock in the morning, a little after actually, that, I'm going to go in. I just need to go in. And I had, a couple friends that I was texting with that they were like, yeah, you need to go in. Just go in. And it was funny, too, because one of my friends earlier that week got me kind of freaking out when I said that I was feeling crampy. She goes, maybe it's your appendix. But I didn't think it was because it was where, like I said, on my right side, just below where the ribs end. And usually when you have appendicitis, you're going to have it in the lower abdomen, So I was like, I'm not having pain right there. But with the eating and drinking the beer, I was also feeling almost like a burning sensation inside my stomach, inside my abdomen, and kind of the center. It was pretty uncomfortable. And of course the vodka wasn't helping. And I was going to have a vodka stream that night. I even tweeted it out, but then I canceled it because I was just having pain. So I called my mom around that time. It was probably actually before 1 o'clock. And she goes, okay. And then, I'm still new to this area, so I didn't know where any fucking urgent care or ERs were at. And I just told her, can you please just, find a place I can go and text me the address or call me and tell me the address or something like that. So she finds a place. I drive over there myself. I'm in pain. I go into the ER, and it's Kaiser, which is, you have to be a member. Specific and shit like that, and I'm like, oh man, that's probably gonna cost me some shit, but I don't care. I need to get this taken care of. So I go in there. Luckily there's 2 people in front of me. I was worried that I was gonna get into an ER and it was gonna be packed, but there's 2 people in front of me. They get me back there. I tell the doc what I'm feeling, what I'm this. He thinks that it could be kidney stones, which I'm like, oh boy, because I heard that's the fucking male equivalency of childbirth, pissing razors out of your goddamn dick. And I'm going, no, that's gonna be fun if I have to pass those. I know they do things where they could just pulverize them before you have to pass them, but if they get into your urinary tract, you're fucked. So I was like, okay. I even said, well, what it could be gallstones? Like, yeah, it could be that too. And so they do that. They check me in one of the little rooms. My mom gets there, and it's all good. And then I get over to the CT scan, which was interesting. It's just a little circle ring thing that they put and it was just doing my abdomen. They do all that, and then I go back in the room, and then they give me some really good drugs for the pain. Oh my god, man! I mean, this is a first for me, guys. Okay, I've actively avoided for my life to not be in the hospital. The last time that I had to go to urgent care was a long time ago. I'm trying to think. It was probably 13 years ago. I got really fucking sick. 13 or 14 years ago. I got deathly sick. So my mom took me to urgent care and did all that stuff. But that was the last time that I had to go to the hospital for myself. Been in the hospital for other people and stuff like that, of course. But for myself, yeah, I'm a pretty healthy person. I try to take care of myself. I try to do as much as I can. I mean, I know I was like, I need to get a checkup and blah, blah, blah. So I'm doing that, and yeah, they gave me, the IV and gave me some good stuff where, man, I tell you what, it's like a warm blanket. They gave me some morphine too. It's like a warm blanket that just washes over you, and it's pretty fucking phenomenal. Anyways, so then the doc comes in and goes, well, guess what? You're not going to believe this, but you have appendicitis. And I went, what? It's way up. And he goes, yeah, the reason why you're having the pain up here and not down in your lower abdomen is because you're one of the rare cases that has their appendix in a different spot. That's right, guys. I'm special. Yay. Special with an ED. Special ed. Yeah, so my appendix is not down low. It's up higher on the side. That's what the CT scan showed. And that's where they couldn't believe it. They were like, wow, yeah, that's what happened. And we're looking at it, and I'm like, yep, you have appendicitis. But of course, I kind of went, oh, shit, I have to have surgery. Oh, shit. But, I mean, as much as the thought of well, geez, earlier this evening, I thought I was going to have to get my gallbladder removed. But I was still kind of in freak out mode that I'm going to have surgery. Holy shit. Who would have thunk it? I've never broken a bone in my body. I've never done that. The worst thing I've done is sprain my ankle, but I didn't even go to the hospital for that. I just fucking let it heal. So yeah, it was just holy shit. Wow. Actively avoided the hospital, and here I am. So, they had to prepare me, but they couldn't do it there. They were going to transfer me to another hospital that was, like 5 minutes away. So I was just waiting there. I mean, my mom was waiting with me. We're just talking and stuff, which is good. It was just cool. It's always good to have somebody there, especially a family member. My mom was awesome because she was going to be sleep deprived and everything like that. And yeah, all night till about 7 o'clock in the morning, I tried to get some sleep. Didn't really happen. So then I got to ride an ambulance, guys. How about that? Woo! And you know what? One of the things about me, and I'm sure you guys would gather this, is especially in situations where it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna have surgery. I mean, I joke too much, probably awkwardly and everything like that. So I was constantly joking around with the doctors. I was flirting and joking around with the nurse that was handling me over at the first place. And then it was great because the ambulance driver as well as the person that rides in the back, both women. So, same thing. So yeah, I got to get on the gurney and ride in the ambulance, and then got transferred over to this other hospital, to the ER, which was pure madness. They set me up in a little, not a room, but, just an area. And so I'm there, and then, my mom was like, okay, I'm going to tell your dad, they're divorced. They're not together. So, and of course he was here, thankfully. And then he goes, all right, I'm going to call your dad. I'm going to call your brother, and this, that, and this. Let them know what's going on. And then, of course, I'm just going to post on Facebook and let everybody know that, this, that, and this. I'm like, fine. That's where social media is actually a good thing, I think. I'm not big on Facebook. I rarely post on Facebook. But, when something happens and you got to let everybody know, especially when you're friends with family, it's a good way to do it. It's a good tool. Man, I'm already 20 minutes in this shit. Hey, it's my podcast. Fuck off. So, I get there and it's pure craziness. There's at first, there's like this fucking crazy guy, old guy, like probably in his 80s, who just like, he was drinking whiskey on Saturday night, and then he couldn't breathe. Thought he was having a heart attack. So he got taken to the hospital, and he just was acting like a dick to everybody, saying that everybody's just here for a paycheck. You guys are all clowns and this, that, and this. And oh man, he was a fucking asshole. And it was funny too, because when he was like, I'm gonna leave, my mom actually brought it out like, good. And like some of the nurses like looked at her and said, wow, you're saying what we're thinking. He was a fucking dick. Okay, so then that all happens. It's, getting more into the morning, Sunday morning. My dad and my brother show up, and my nephew. They, hey, what's going on, this, that, and this. And I told my mom, like, hey, this might be a bit. Go home and get some sleep. I wanted her to get some sleep. And even my dad was like, yeah, go home and get some sleep. And she did. She got some food and then went and got some sleep. A little bit. She slept for like an hour or so. And then came back. But and then my dad sat there with me. I tried to get some sleep, and they gave me, more stuff for the pain. I wasn't dying though. I'm like when it's kind of crazy when you're in an ER and stuff's happening. I had about 6 or 7 doctors come up to me and ask me about shit, and then feel my side and like, there's a hurt right here, hurt right here. I guess that's common practice. And then especially being a rare case, like one doctor said it's a 5% case where the appendix is higher up. One doctor said 9%, so I just went right down the middle. I'm a 7% case, guys. But so I had like 6 or 7 different doctors like come up and just like do that. And I guess like I said, that's common practice. And then of course, especially me being like a rare case, they really wanted to be like, wow, that's interesting. Young doctors, older doctors. It was just a weird thing. And then there was like this other crazy fucking guy that came in who was just totally just out of his head. He kept on saying he wanted to go to heaven, and he kept on saying, fuck you, I want to go to fucking heaven, and fuck you, and fuck. They had to like restrain him. Security was there. He was just losing it. They had to holster him down. They had to tie him down. It was crazy. He was just saying all kinds of weird shit, and just like he would just go off, and then he'd settle down and go off. And then I think when whatever fucking drugs he was on, he started apologizing for his behavior. It was very strange. So I'm in there for like half of Sunday, just waiting. And one of the doctors said, like, yeah, you have seems like you have a partial burst. Like your appendix didn't fully rupture. And it seems like it's probably contained. So this is what's funny, and this is what I've been telling people. When you're going to have your appendix removed, you almost want to have your appendix to burst. And the reason why, guys, is because you will get into surgery real quick, because then it gets to life or death. Mine didn't, so I kept getting bumped. That's why it took a while. And then finally they wheeled me up to pre-op, and I'm like, sweet, finally going to get some surgery. But then all of a sudden I kept getting bumped because there was more level A surgeries that were coming in. Apparently there was a bad car accident that literally happened down the street, and those people were coming in, they had to work on them. I kept getting bumped. So I was in pre-op for like the rest of the day. You know, my family's there and cool. You know, it's a lot quieter. It was great. It was still all right. I was trying to get some sleep, but it just, of course, wasn't working. And by the way, guys, I hadn't eaten since like 7 o'clock Saturday. And of course, you can't eat if you're going to have surgery. You have to fast at least 12 hours. But this is going on well over 12 hours, which sucked. So all I could eat was like ice chips or, whatever. Just ice chips, basically. So, finally, at about almost 10 o'clock Sunday, I'm finally going to get my surgery. And the anesthesia doctor came in. First, it was a woman who was actually pretty cute. But sadly, she didn't take care of me this time because she had to work on other people. So this other guy came in. It was a guy, sadly. And then he gave me the anesthesia. And then finally I got wheeled into the operating room. Of course, I'm just like nervous as shit. Get into the operating room. Of course, there's a few people there, nurses, and of course the surgeons and stuff like that. And I'm just like listening to them, talk. Next thing I know, I'm like, waking up in another bed, and there's another dude with glasses looking at a computer screen, going, "Hey man, you okay?" This, that, and then my dad walks in and goes, "Hey buddy, you're fine." And I'm just, my mom walks in too. "Hey." I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I mean, I've heard, of course, you hear from people like, yeah, they'll give you the anesthesia and then you do the countdown thing, and then before you know it, you're just out of it. I don't even remember doing a countdown thing. That's for damn sure. I just remember getting into the operating room and everybody was talking, and then the next thing I know, I'm just like, blah. And then of course I'm looking down like, holy shit, what the, apparently now, I mean, that's the thing. When you get your appendix removed, so every surgery is, you could be scared and blah this. But, when it comes to removing an appendix, it's such a common and routine surgery. Now they've done it where if your appendix hasn't ruptured, they don't have to deep cut into you and, clean out all the gunk, give you antibiotics and everything like that. Since mine was just a partial rupture and it stayed contained, they got to do the good surgery where I don't have any stitches. They got me up with glue, which I still have on me. They look like big scabs, and apparently it's just gonna just scrape away, and I apparently won't have any scars. Like 3 different ones. I have one on my left side, one on my lower abdomen, and then my belly button. And apparently it all went great. And then I got sent over to my room. It's, after midnight at this time. And, I'm just like, cool. I got my own room. I didn't have to share it with anybody, which was great. Turn on the TV, and one of the nurses came in. She said she was going to be able to give me something and this, that, but I could, and then I got some water, which is great because I was severely dehydrated, it felt like. And then I tried to go to sleep. I probably didn't fall asleep till about 2 o'clock. And then I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, first off, fucking nurse would come in like every half hour, it seemed, to check up. And she was a little weird. She was a little bonkers, guys. She was a little... It's just the way she talked, and I'm like, what the fuck? I woke up with one of the worst headaches I've ever had in my life. Splitting headache. So Monday morning, I was in the most hell that I've probably ever been in. I'm sore because it was weird. My collarbone felt like I got punched. Like I felt like I got beat up. Like I was in a knife fight with a huge man. Like I got beat up and stabbed. That's what it felt like. So because my collarbone fucking hurt, top of my rib hurt, and then of course my abdomen was a little, but those hurt more. And I'm like, what the fuck did they do to me? Was I molested? Jesus. So I wake up and I got this huge headache and I'm just like tossing and turning. And then the nurse comes in and I'm like, can you please give me something? I need something. I'm in so much pain right now. My head hurts. And it took forever for that to happen. And every time I have like a bad headache, guys, my stomach goes with it. And so I'm like, I'm going to fucking throw up. I have no food in my stomach. I'm sleep deprived. And I have this bucket. And I'm hunched over. Being hunched over, it's not really feeling good on my abdomen. And then, of course, I do throw up. It's nothing but fucking gross bile. And it hurts like a motherfucker. Yeah, I was in hell. Finally, I was able to get some Norcos. And luckily I kept it down, but I threw up twice in that morning and my headache was just not going away. I was trying to sleep. It would go, like, it would be subtle for a little bit and then it would come back and I was just like, eh. And then they gave me breakfast like 7 o'clock in the morning, but I was like, if I eat that, I'm going to throw up. And my phone starts blowing up. My parents are calling me because they want to come see me. And I didn't answer, but then finally I was like texting them like, hey, I'm in hell right now, but yeah, feel free to come by and whatever. And I literally, when they walked into my room, I was in the corner of the room standing up, just like kind of just pacing almost because I was just so fucking miserable. It was funny because my dad was like, you look like shit. He could tell. And, finally, they were going to give me something for my headache again, like some ibuprofen. But it was just this whole thing. They had to make sure it was shit and, with the anesthesia. And then I was trying to eat a little bit. I was like, Dad, just give me a coffee because, some good, strong black coffee, caffeine that'll help my head. So I was able to get that, And then my head started feeling better. And so everything started feeling good, guys. And then, yeah, and then and then finally I was at ease and everything like that. They were checking up on me. Everything was good. See, it was even funny too. This is me right here, guys. Even though I was in pure hell that morning, 4 doctors had to come in to check my surgical wounds. And they lifted up, they looked at it and they said, oh yeah, this, that, and this. And then one of the doctors said, yeah, that looks good. And without even blinking twice and just being in pure hell, I said, yeah, I've been working out. and it was great. The cute doctor or nurse, whoever she was the only one that laughed. And I went, I'm here all week. Yeah, it was that's just me. When I'm uncomfortable, it's just, I want to make awkward jokes. So Sunday, or was this Monday? Monday. This was actually Monday. My dad was with me most of the time. Yeah, it was just, it took forever to get discharged. I didn't get discharged till like that evening, which was like around 7, 8 o'clock almost. Because apparently when my blood worked, they said the potassium was too high and I guess that could be bad for your heart. So they had to take more blood. And oh god! And one of the nurses, my nurse, actually couldn't find a good vein. She pricked me twice, couldn't get a fucking good vein. And then some other lady had to come in and fucking prick me. And I'm not good with needles, guys. I also don't like seeing blood come out of me. So I try to just not look because I'm gonna end up passing out. So I had to wait for that blood work, and turns out I was okay, and this, that, and this, and got discharged. Finally. My dad took me back to my place. We got some food because I was fucking, I still ate because they wanted me to eat lunch to make sure I kept it down because if I didn't keep it down, they would have kept me still. But, my headache was gone, so I was fine. And, of course, I ate this dry-ass fucking burger meat. Hospital food is fucking gross, guys. My God. So, I get back and, my dad got me some food. We were chilling in here. Watched a little football, Monday Night Football. It was the Rams, Chiefs game. He's a Rams fan, so he wanted to watch a little bit. And then, he was actually supposed to go back to Vegas on Sunday. So I told him, like, hey, man, well, he was going to go sleep because all his stuff was at my brother's house. So he was going to go back there, sleep, and then leave in the morning. And I'm like, you know what? I'm fine. I'm going to fucking take some Norcos. and I'm going to be just out. I need a fucking good night's sleep. It's, I just need it. So he left, and I took the Norcos, and I didn't even watch the rest of the game. I passed out on the couch, and then I went in my room, and I slept and slept and slept. Needed it big time. And then it was just like, wow, I have a whole week off. My daytime work, I told them everything. They were like, yeah, take the week off. This is a perfect week to do it. I mean, as much as I might fuck that little appendix, the appendix is something that you need when you're like in the womb, but once you're born, you don't need it anymore. They should just remove it for everybody to avoid this shit. But anyways, my appendix, even though it was a fucking cunt, it decided to be a little bitch to me on the perfect week because, sadly, with everything, it's like, and I've only been in my job for like 4.5 months, so I didn't have a lot of accumulated time off, and I already took 2 sick days because I woke up one morning and felt like shit, and then the next morning still felt like shit. So I sadly used already 2 sick days, but they gave me the option of using some vacation time. But luckily I had 2 holidays right there, Thursday and Friday. So it was actually the perfect week for it to happen because now I'm not going to lose out on pay. So that's good. Fucking appendix. But just was relaxing, but still did videos, of course, short videos, which, aren't much. And did some trailer reactions and everything like that, I mean, it's not high physicality going on. And then, of course, Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Went over to my mom's, One thing that didn't come back real instantly was my appetite. So I get full really, really quickly. So, but overall, guys, it's been a pretty speedy recovery. I memean, I'm almost a week and a half after it. Still have, still a little discomfort sometimes. Like even right now, just sitting, it can be, if I'm sitting in a certain way, it could feel a little uncomfortable. But I stopped taking the Norcos after like 2 or 3 days, And no, I didn't drink, guys. I know there's some people who are like, don't drink with those. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to. I'm not going to be that crazy. I didn't drink for like 4 or 5 days. That's a fucking record for me. Jesus. But, Thursday, Friday, I was like, yeah, it's time to have a drink. But, so yeah, I survived, and I appreciate all the warm, everybody saying get well soon, hope you recover. I appreciate it, guys. You guys were awesome, on all my social media that I posted it on. You guys were really great. And it just, it was actually really nice to just relax for a week, get all that, it just, I don't know, it just reminded me why I do this stuff, why I, do this stuff on my channel, why I talk about all this and, engage with you guys and do these videos. It just really reminded me like, yeah, I have a pretty awesome fan base, and, hopefully one day it gets to the point where I don't have to have a day job and I can just do this strictly, and it's just awesome. Just a lot of awesomeness that came from people who follow me on Twitter and everything like that. You guys, it was very heartwarming, Oh, it got me a little choked up. I'm not going to lie. I mean, there's a lot of things. Human beings, we're weird because, you can get to a point where it's like, man, you could fall into a pit. You could fall into a funk, which I have, and I've expressed that sometimes that's happened, where, you just kind of go, does anybody even fucking care? Does anybody fucking care? Hey, do you care? Over there? Do you care? Does anybody fucking care? But when, you're going to have surgery, everybody goes, hey, I'm thinking about you, and this, that, and this, and your phone's blown up, and blah, blah. It just kind of reminds you, like, yeah, I do have people that care. And then especially, a fan base that goes, hey, man, hope you get well soon. I'm thinking about your prayers and blah, 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 this, whatever. Fine. Cool. It's awesome. So it was nice. It was really nice. But what sucked about last week was, the 2 days, from Sunday morning, I guess, till Monday night was like the longest fucking stretch of shit of my life. And then all of a sudden, when it came to just recovering and just binge watching and sleeping, that all went by real quick. And I binged, man. I finished the Haunting at the Hill House. Great fucking series on Netflix. I highly recommend it. Really awesome fucking series. Daredevil, season 3, fucking phenomenal. But the sad thing is, I didn't get the last episode yet. I'm like, oh God, I got the last episode. Maybe I'll watch it when I'm done here. But yeah, I still haven't gotten that last episode. But it's so good, man. Fucking Vincent D'Onofrio, man. That guy. I mean, the whole series has been great. Watched a lot of movies. Watched movies like Searching, which I highly recommend. That was really good. Black Klansman. I liked it, but I had trouble with the whole. I mean, the main part of the story was the black dude was supposed to sound like a white dude, and then Adam Driver was supposed to take place of that white dude. And I'm like thinking, as much as this movie, the performances are good, and I get what you're trying to do here, but Adam Driver and I can't remember what the black dude's name is. They don't sound anything alike. How is anybody being fooled by this? That was the one thing that really bothered me. And yeah, there were some other moments in there too where it was like kind of cringy. And then of course they Spike Lee tried to associate like the shit that's happening now. At the very end, he showed the Charlottesville thing, where the guy ran over people and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going like, yeah, that's fine, Spike. I like the fact that you showed that. That was a horrible thing. And that whole thing should be condemned by everybody. But can you also show the other things too? Because at other events, yeah, people on your side act like fucking cunts too. Yeah, they're called Antifa and just cunts. Just fucking entitled cunts that fucking act like pricks too and have hurt people, beat up people. For some reason, lately, I've been seeing a lot of hate crimes against Jewish people. Like, literally, like, I've seen numerous people of black guys beating the shit out of Jewish people. And I'm like, okay, can we also acknowledge this? And that's what I fucking hate about our political spectrum right now is people only show one fucking side of it. One fucking side. Whether you're the right or the left, you don't show you don't show your side being fucking dicks. Why is that? You gotta fucking do that. And what's sad though is it seems like more people on the right will show the right being dicks. The fucking alt-right, whatever the fuck, they'll call out those people. But the people on the left totally do not call out any of the bad shit that the left fucking does. And I'm like, hey, Spike Lee, what about in Dallas when there was somebody fucking sniping policemen in the street? Like 4 policemen died. Why don't you show that too? After you show the Charlottesville thing. Can you show that too? Oh, wait, you're not going to because that's your side. Fucking hate that shit, man. We're never going to get past it if these fucking idiots, these fucking pricks, everybody, would just fucking call out every goddamn thing. Who cares if it's your side or not? Jesus fucking Christ. It's ridiculous. The hypocrisy is just, God damn it, man. And I know the big thing right now is the caravan and the border and this, that, and this. And I've looked into it. The right makes it seem like there's just a bunch of fucking warmongers coming that are going to be coming through the border and just start fucking invading. They called it invasion, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Stop being so fucking dramatic, all right? It's not an invasion. Jesus Christ. But the people on the left are like, oh my God, can you believe what this fucking... they're using tear gas and that shit. Trump is he's Hitler. Guess what, fucks? Obama did the same shit. Obama did the same shit. All presidents do the same shit. When are people going to fucking realize that? All presidents do the same shit. Fuck. Stop being so fucking stupid. They all do the same shit. My God. It's just so weird. But it's the age of social media. That's what it is. My God. And it's like, what's sad too is what they fail to mention on like CNN and some of these places is like Mexico, Tijuana, they were like, hey, you people that want to, go over to America, we will give you asylum here. You're trying to run from your country. We'll give you asylum here. We'll give you a place to stay and work. And guess what? These people didn't want that. They want to come to America. Why would you want to come to America? It's so horrible here. Everybody's racist. That's what I don't get either. People on the left think that America is such a fucking racist, sexist, evil fucking place, but yet they want all these people to come in. What the fuck? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And it's not all, what the media will do is show you like a gruesome image of a mother and their children running, and they'll be like, look at this is horrible. But they're not going to show these parents that sent off children to just go across the border by themselves. It's just, and then it's like, hey, why are they trying, why is there so many people trying to come here? What's going on in their country? It's 2018. Why haven't these countries gotten to, they're just corrupt and their fucking political system and their economy is shit because it's so corrupt. I'm like, oh yeah. So the same shit's been happening for fucking 60 years and they just can't clean up their shit. So of course they want to come here. And people on the left, they just want, hey, just invite everybody in. And the reason why they say that is because that makes them look good in front of people, virtue signaling. Pat yourself on the back. But it's like, okay, but you realize these people need somewhere to stay. They need this, they need that, they need this. It's like, hey, celebrities with your mansions that have 22 bedrooms, why don't you fucking house some of these fucking people? If you're going to constantly virtue signal on fucking Twitter, why don't you fucking have some of these people stay in your house? Do that, please. Oh, they never will. They never will. And these people, when they threaten to leave if Trump was an elected president, which that just shows the goddamn narcissism of these fucking celebrities. Did they say that they were going to move to Mexico? No, of course they didn't. They kept saying they would move to Canada. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. You guys make it sound like Mexico is a fucking utopia. Apparently, in some places it is. I've been to some of these places, and it's absolutely beautiful. Yes, I get that. But a lot of these places, it's bad. It's really, really bad. That's why these people want to get here. Hey, I have ancestors that migrated here from there. I'm half Mexican. And they did it the legal way, and they progressed, and my Mexican side is big time successful. They're fine. I mean, I've literally had people say, hey, you better watch out. Your Mexican side, your Mexican family, Trump's coming after them. I laughed and went, are you fucking kidding me? No, that's not going to happen. I'm like, you're a fucking racist asshole for saying that. Jesus Christ. You're an ignorant fucking person for saying that. Some of my Mexican side even voted for him. Oh, I probably lost some followers after that. Some people can't handle that. So yes, some of my Mexican side of my family voted for Trump. How about that? Because it's conservative. It's not so much that they love the guy or something like that, but yeah, they hated Hillary more. Yeah, and they're doing just fine. Actually, they're doing a lot better. Even me, with my line of work, I mean, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. I mean, that whole tax break thing that he did, which, of course, a lot of people were screaming that it was just to make the rich richer. I'm like, well, it put like $100 more a month in my pocket. Just saying. But, who cares about the white collar or blue collar? I don't know what I am. My white collar or blue collar, because I work in an office. I used to be kind of both, I guess. Anyways, guys, I've been talking too much about so much shit. Life shit. But Aquaman. Hey, we're getting close. And I'm sorry, that I haven't been talking about movies too much. But I just wanted to talk about life, get it out there. But yeah, Aquaman's getting close to coming out. A lot of things, a lot of marketing, a lot of the reactions have been pretty damn good that we saw. The embargo was lifted Monday. And, it doesn't mean a lot of anything because, it still could get shit on like crazy. So we'll see what happens with that. Who knows when the actual full-on embargo gets lifted. And then, of course, that stupid Rotten Tomatoes percentage that everybody loves. Who knows what's going to happen with that. But hopefully it's all good. I mean, sadly, as much as we hate that shit, it's still not in all cases. Obviously, look at Venom. Not in all cases where that number will fuck up something. I don't think it's gonna. I think Aquaman, especially with it being released all around the world at different times. I mean, seriously, like December, it's like 1 week. The first week, it's releasing here. Second week, it's releasing here. And then finally, like the 21st, releasing everywhere. I think it's going to do pretty well. I really do. I think people are excited to see it. It's a new kind of superhero. And we got a certain group of the DC fandom that is not going to see this movie, especially since it's getting good reactions. Does that make sense? That's the first time you see that shit. Yes, I literally have been seeing tweets that are so hating on the good reactions that they don't want to see it. Oh, man, we're so jaded. The DCU fandom has gotten so jaded, some of them, it's a small portion, where they hate the fact that it's getting good reviews. And I know that there's some reactions out there that compared it to Marvel. A Marvel movie. It was probably about 3 or 4, but in the way that we operate nowadays, it's all of them, Dave. Every single critic is saying that it's like an MCU movie. You know what's more like an MCU movie? Venom! Jesus fucking Christ. I said that in my review, I believe. That was like, and I think I said it on Twitter. I'm like, you guys realize that Sony watered down Venom to be more like an MCU movie, but that part of the fandom just can't stop praising Venom. And then they're shitting on Aquaman for being like an MCU movie. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You got James Wan, who's one of the best directors working right now, who totally dominated the horror genre, even got into the action crazy genre with Furious 7, did a great job with that, and had to, send off Paul Walker. He fucking nailed that shit. Now he's gonna nail the superhero world, and a fucking superhero that lives underwater, a whole fucking world underwater. And you're gonna just, fuck that shit. And you're gonna praise Venom? I still can't wait to see it again. Like I said, the good things about Venom was Tom Hardy and Venom. The dynamic was great. But the whole movie was come on. It was a mess. It was a fucking mess. Some ridiculous shit in there, man. And it felt watered down because Sony was like, hey, Kevin Feige, hey, remember, we're part of the same clique here. PG-13. We're playing it safe. Fuck off. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand that. Venom was more of an MCU movie than probably Aquaman's gonna be. It's a bunch of fucking entitled children, man. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. But I mean, it just shows that they're well, like I said before, they're more Snyder fans than DC fans. And one of the funniest things I saw on Twitter today was the fact that people were like, "Hey, sweet, good reactions from Aquaman, sweet." And I saw somebody say that these were fake DC fans because we didn't give a shit about critics before, back, with Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman when those got shit on, but now we care about critics. These fucking idiots don't know. They're dumb. I can't. I'm trying to get in their mindset, and I can't because I'm not a fucking child. I just see that gif of that child on the ground kicking her feet, or and just that's just what I see when I see these tweets. It's ridiculous. Because it's funny because they're saying shit like, hey, all of a sudden, DC fans are caring what critics are thinking. But they're also caring what critics are thinking too, because when one of these critics said Marvel or used fun or humor, they're going, well, fuck this movie. See what they said about it? It's the same shit they said about Marvel. And I'm just kind of going, wait, I thought you didn't give a shit about what these people said. And then You're not going to see the movie anyways, so why do you keep on having these goddamn proclamations that you're not going to see it? Ooh, you're so fucking cool. Wow, look at you go. You tweeted out that you're not going to go see a movie. So bold! My God, it's like the guy who stood in front of the tank. What was that, Tiananmen Square? Was that what it's called? I can't remember. You know, the guy that stood in front of the tanks? Just like that! Just like that! Jesus Christ. If you don't want to go see it, fine. Your money, don't go see it. But when these fucking assholes keep on, like, giving these proclamations that they're not going to see it and their reasons, God, my God. And most of these guys are over 40 years old, I think. It's really sad. Oh, man. But at the same time, you know, we don't need to... I mean, I'll occasionally make fun of some things, but, you know, I also get sick of seeing people going like, man, these fucking idiots that are boycotting this, that, and this. And I'm like, hey, we also don't need to tweet out all that and keep on making fun of the people who are boycotting. It's a super, super small group. Who gives a shit? It's not going to have any effect on anything and stuff like that. So, yeah, we don't have to worry about that. And then, of course, the Snyder image of Darkseid on the Muriel, the shrine of Amazon. I got a video that I recorded yesterday that I'll get up tomorrow, talking more depth about that. And yeah, in my short video, I said it's about time you guys got to see that image. Yeah, well, what can I say? I saw that image a while ago. Yeah, there's only a handful of people that actually saw that image, and some misinformation with that image that was supposed to come out with all that. I don't know. That's not what I heard from my source, but whatever. I'm trying not to fucking start feuds and everything like that, you know, because that's just what's been happening, you know, and time again, I will always say, anyone who has a problem with what I say and how I handle things, you have a problem with it, let's get out from behind the fucking keyboards. Let's get on a live broadcast, live podcast, and let's discuss it civilly. And if you think I'm just doing it for money, hey, guess what? After 30 days, whatever that video makes, whatever money it is, I will match it and I will donate it to the Suicide Prevention Fund campaign that Snyder hosts. So, no excuses. Come on my podcast. Let's talk about it. I called out somebody over a week ago before my Penix thing, and I said, come on my podcast. And you could bring whoever, and we'll discuss it. And of course, that's not going to happen because it's all fucking, you know, hiding behind keyboards and just you act all big and shit in front of, you know, on Twitter. Let's fucking get out from behind the keyboard, put a camera in your face and a microphone, and let's fucking discuss it. It's just so stupid, you know. And, you know, there's good things that come out of this campaign. I mean, that banner thing where the campaign to raise money, and then partially it was going to go to the release the Snyder Cut banner with the airplane. That was awesome. At first, I was kind of going, you guys are just doing it because of the sign of rehire James Gunn, right? But then I was like, this one's not that bad, and I never even talked about it. And I didn't even talk about the phone call thing. That wasn't, and I've said many times on here and videos and stuff like that I wasn't going to take part of that. I thought that's not going to do anything, and it didn't and hasn't. You know, and I thought, okay, whatever though. If you guys want to do that, that's fine. I'm not going to fucking shit on it. I'm not going to prevent anybody from doing it. So I just let people do it. I didn't care. And then at first when I heard about the Snyder Cut banner, I was like, and then I went, no, maybe it'll be all right. I was talking with some other people. I'm like, this is actually, it could be good because most of the money went to the campaign, the suicide prevention campaign. So there's something behind it. And then of course Snyder saw it, acknowledged it, and fucking thanked people for it. And I'm like, there you go. You know, and like I said in the video, I'm like, hey, you know, anybody who shits on it has no leg to stand on because the basis of that banner was the fact that there was a nice donation that went to the suicide prevention. So fuck those people that made fun of it. So, but yeah, anyways, yeah, you'll get that video tomorrow talking more about that and everything. And what else I want to talk about? Lion King came out. People shitting on that. It's just weird because everybody calls everything a cash grab, and I'm like, guys, everything's a cash grab. Every franchise movie, every remake, every comic book movie is a cash grab. That's what the studios see because they know that people love these movies. But that doesn't take away that there are creative people behind making this, and they want to make a good product. It's not going to be always the case, of course not. But I think Jon Favreau and the people behind Lion King really want to make a good goddamn movie. And it's just like they just fucking did a shot for shot. I'm like, yeah, that's what they did for the other movies too, jackass. Remember the Beauty and the Beast teaser? It was exactly like the Beauty and the Beast teaser for the fucking animated movie. That's why they're doing it. Who cares? Nothing wrong with that. My God. God, these people think that they're so superior and they're looking down at everybody. They puff up their chest and look down at everybody. Oh, how shame on you for liking this movie and that movie. And while they're over there fucking going, they want another Superman movie. It's the same thing. Anyways, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Avengers 4, I've been hearing things about a possible trailer. Well, by the time you hear this, it'll be today. But I'm hearing Wednesday. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? All right. Yeah, I already talked about it. Okay, let's get to the questions here because I'm already an hour into this thing, man. I talked a lot. Okay, here we go. Tevin. He asked, hey, Dave. Would love it if you and comic movie Marks did a podcast together. They happen to be realists like you with a get sense of humor. Probably meant good. Are you open to a crossover podcast with DC content? Chris Wong featured in their podcast too. Yeah, that's going to happen more. Like I said, it's just, I think like in 2019, I'm really going to try to collaborate and just have discussions with other various podcasts out there, and stuff like that. I want more people. I've been talking to people, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So, yeah, don't worry. Yeah, so I'll look into that. There's people that hit me up that want to do the podcast too, and as much as I love just talking to myself, I do like talking to other people too. So that's going to happen. That's going to be a big thing. That's going to be 2019 for me. I think I'm going to have a lot more people on here, as well as the vodka stream. The vodka stream is just a free for all film junket podcast. Even though I went off on like 35 minutes of talking about myself, but I just wanted to update you guys. Karan, painter of comics. Hey Dave, how are you? How's it going after surgery? Like I said, it's going good. I was wondering if you would ever consider doing a review or a live commentary on Watchmen. It's a movie that I've found no other reviewer or critic do a review and would like to hear you talk about. Yeah, what I wanted to do last weekend, guys, not last weekend, but the weekend of the year anniversary of Justice League. I was planning on either doing it that Saturday night or that Sunday. I was going to do a live commentary of watching Justice League. Struggling watching Justice League. But that didn't happen because my appendix said, fuck no, I don't want to watch that movie. That's what happened, guys. That's why my appendix went crazy. It didn't want to watch Justice League. Fucking knew it. Damn it. I knew there was a reason. I want to do stuff like that. So, yeah, look forward to that too. Like I said, 2019, I'm going to start doing more stuff. But I'm not even going to wait for that. I'm going to probably do stuff in December like that too. So, Michael Manette. Hey, Dave, I already said this, but I'll say it again. It's good to see you doing videos after your surgery. Thank you, sir. Now, here's my question. Next year in March will be Batman's 80th anniversary. Any plans other than getting a copy of... I'll get a copy of Detective Comics number 1000, of course. Maybe, I'm bringing Casual Batman back, which was another thing that I was planning on doing the weekend of my surgery. I've been teasing him, and then just, over this past weekend, just didn't really have time. Still recovering, and just, what was I doing Saturday? I did something Saturday. I forgot what it was, but yeah, I'm bringing him back, so I'll probably do something with that. Julian Luis Berrios. Probably saying that wrong. At I am Fozzitude. Here's a non-CBM question for you. What classic golden age of Hollywood film do you think would do well being remade in today's Hollywood? That's tough. When you think golden age, you think what? 1930s to like the 50s and stuff like that. Some movies, I mean, A Star is Born has been remade 4 times, and the latest remake was fantastic. So sometimes it can work, but sometimes it can't. Like Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur really didn't work too well. That thing bombed like crazy. I would guess that's in the golden age of Hollywood, but a lot of things that probably wouldn't work and probably should be left alone. So I can't really think of anything. 12 Angry Men? I don't think that's just too much of a classic. Citizen Kane? Too much of a classic. Stuff like that. It's just too much of a classic. But there has been remakes of some of those movies. I mean, I think even Scarface, the first Scarface, was in that golden age. And, of course, when it was remade with Al Pacino, I mean, and it's supposed to be remade again, which is just fucking stupid. They shouldn't do that. At Kryptonian Chill. Hey, Dave. Now that all the Dark Side photos have come up, can you discuss more of what's to appear in December relating to Snyder Cut? Like I said in my video, I don't know, a couple of videos, and I can't really say because it's still up in the air. Like I said, something's supposed to kind of happen, but nothing we're to get too excited about. I'm just kind of wondering, like, when will I discuss what's happening and when and if it will make any traction. It's just something I heard from my source. Friends of Israel. It's giving to. Oh wait, they put fucking promoted ads in your hashtag. It's weird. Twitter. At Diablo Mutant. Did you see The Lion King during your childhood, or have any past experience with it? If so, do you remember enjoying it? Just curious. Yeah, I saw it when I was younger. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't big on the Disney movies. The animated movies, I watched them, but I wasn't huge on them. I was too busy watching Batman, the animated series, and various other cartoon stuff. I don't know. I wasn't really big on the Disney movies when I was younger, so I liked it, but I didn't like watch it over and over and over again, So I'm not one of those Disney kids. I really wasn't. I was brought up with fucking Saturday morning cartoons and Warner Brothers cartoons and shit. So sorry. Steve-O asked, have you seen the movie on Netflix called The Night Comes for Us? I highly recommend that movie to anyone who enjoys martial arts action. Easily the best action movie in 2018. No, I haven't, but I will, because I love good martial arts action. Hopefully it's something like The Raid or something, because, I mean, Jesus Christ, that's when I think about martial arts action, The Raid, and even The Raid 2, I'm like, that's like the fucking bar you have to set right there. My God. DBadItya141 asks, do you think the DCU movies should lose the continuity like the X-Men movies in order to give more freedom to the filmmakers? Not necessarily. And, regardless of what these fuckheads say that are boycotting Aquaman, they think like that James Wan is just like a fucking zombie Warner Brothers robot, and they reshot his movie and fucked with his movie to make it like an MC movie. That's complete bullshit. Because my source also has worked on Aquaman, and he strictly said, no, this is a James Wan movie. Warner Brothers stayed back. This is the movie that James Wan wanted to make. And from what I'm hearing too, from even other people, is like, yeah, it's very much that. So, of course, those fuckers aren't going to believe it, so I don't really give a shit. But yeah, that's just what I heard. Sam, the Sci-Fi Stan. I love how in the dark we are about Shazam. I've got a feeling we are really underestimating what the movie is going to contain. It's like Aquaman all over again. Yeah. David F. Sandberg, my God, he made an Annabelle movie, the third Annabelle movie, when like the previous one sucked ass. That movie wasn't supposed to be good, and it was. So I totally trust that guy, 100%. And yeah, we barely, according to James Wan, we barely scratched the surface of Aquaman. I mean, you see some cool sequences, but eh. Bat Guy, the Batsy. I know this is a controversial question. Do you ever think that Zack Snyder would eventually direct an X-Men movie in the future under Disney or Marvel? Hey, you never know. You never know. Oh, that would piss off the Snyder guys, the Snyder cutters, as I call them. That would piss them off. It's already pissed him off that he's endorsing Aquaman. He endorsed Aquaman on Vero. These guys don't have a leg to stand on. You got Snyder endorsing Aquaman because, hey, guess what? He's a nice dude. He loves fellow filmmakers like James Wan, and he's full on supporting the movie that James Wan is doing. And Aquaman is now getting positive reactions. These guys, so they come up with other different excuses to like shit on it. It's so funny. Like I said, entitled children. So, hey, you never know. And if that were to happen, my God, they would just turn on him. And that's what I'm worried about the most, is that these fucking morons are going to turn on Snyder eventually. I think that's going to happen. Some of it's probably going to happen. Imaginative hobbyist. When could you see the DCEU begin to stretch the TV like the MCU has? There are lots of DC shows on the air right now, and I have zero ties and blah. Well, not the CW first. Come on. Titans could very much fit in the DCU. My God, could it? Titans really could. So who knows if they're gonna do it? I don't think they are, which is fine. I don't mind that. It doesn't need to, you know. I'm perfectly fine it not, and TV being a separate thing. Hey, Claytalian, my guy. Do you think Barbara Gordon will appear in Birds of Prey at all? Like maybe a post-credit scene? God, fucking post-credit scene, right? It's always got to be a post-credit scene. Fucking Marvel. I guess I get WB doesn't want to introduce Batgirl Oracle on art. They should. They should! I want them to. Surprise us. Just have fucking Barbara wheel in on her fucking wheelchair. I guess she wouldn't wheel in. It'd be automatic. Why not? That'd be fucking sweet if she just did that. Or like you said, a post-credit scene. She's there she is. Oh, it's Oracle. Holy shit. That would be fucking awesome. Josh Myers, when do you think we'll start getting more information about Zack Snyder's Fountainhead adaptation? I don't know. Because all I know right now is Snyder is no longer at Warner Brothers. He is moved out of that office, and now he's got his own office. He's got more freedom. I just don't know what he's working on right now, and if Fountainhead or Last Photograph were owned by Warner Brothers, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I haven't heard shit. I guess I'll turn to my source and be like, what the fuck's going on? Landon O'Leary. How much fun are you having right now? Oh, a lot of fun. Talking to myself. Real question. I don't know if you know already. With the success of Venom and them feeling confident in the Spider-Verse and their spinoffs, do you think rumors of Sony pulling out of the Disney deal and I kept seeing this. You guys really think that Sony's going to be like, our mistake. We're going to take Spidey back. Guys, first off, Marvel owns Spider-Man. Yeah, the movie rights are being shared, but that's not going to change. Jesus. God, I get that everybody, the big DC side hates Tom Holland and his Spider-Man with a passion. I don't really, I have no problems with it. Homecoming is not like the best Spider-Man movie, but it's not, I could still watch it and enjoy myself. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I'm glad they're doing what they're doing, but they're not going to take, the Tom Holland Spider-Man back or just be like, no, cut him out of the MCU and then we're going to do our own thing. No, it's not going to fucking happen. This is Disney/Marvel Studios. Jesus Christ. It's not going to happen. It's just really not. I wasn't trying to make fun of you, Landon, or something like that. I've just been seeing that a lot lately. I've even seen Yep, the MCU is not going to get Venom back. I'm like, back? When the fuck did they have him? When the fuck did the MCU have Venom? They didn't. So why do you guys say, oh yeah, they're not going to have him back? I'm like, I don't remember Venom showing up in any MCU movie. They didn't have the rights to any of those characters till, I guess, recently. And all they really wanted was Spider-Man and some of his villains. I just, again, the way people think sometimes, I'm just kind of going like, what? Fuck. Think smarter. Bat Guy again. What movie that can Edgar Wright direct in the DCU? Maybe Green Lantern Corps? No, not Green Lantern. If anything, it'd be Flash. Look at the way the guy edits. With those quick edits, he'd be really good for Flash. I think he'd even be good, and this might be controversial, Edgar Wright, Justice League Dark. I think that could work too. Especially if you have Constantine as the main, you know? I think that could work. Edgar Wright knows how to write that fucking British goddamn sarcastic humor. Nathan Wallace, are you excited about Aladdin or Lion King? Probably Lion King more. But I'm curious to see what the fuck Will Smith looks like as a genie. Nasir, he said 2. Oh, yeah, 1. Hey, Dave. So I had a discussion with a friend, and I had an idea of a new take on the DC film universe or the DCU. So what if this universe starts with Batman Beyond? 2, from there, they can introduce new heroes in a unique way. Since we know that the Batman Beyond universe or timeline had a different... I'm really... Yeah. And still love you, Dave. Thank you. Love you, too. No, that wouldn't work because it takes place too... Yeah, it's in the future. Although I've expressed that a Batman Beyond movie directed by Denis Villeneuve, I can never say his last name. You know what I'm talking about. Denis Villeneuve. You know what I'm talking about. Arrival, Prisoners. Sicario. You know what I'm talking about. That director, or Blade Runner 2049. I mean, after watching that, I'm like, give this guy a Batman Beyond movie. He'll fucking do fucking magic with it. So. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, I don't think that would work with that. But, you never know. Anyways, guys, that's all the questions I have. And there you go, man. This is probably one of the longest podcasts I have. But enjoyed myself, and hopefully you enjoyed yourself. And, I wasn't trying to be too much of a dick. But, I just expressed my opinion. Like I said, I just talk shit. It's whatever. People get pissed at me. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. Sadly, I do engage sometimes on Twitter, and I just kind of have to, catch myself going, why am I engaging with this person that, there's nothing. It's just a fucking entitled fanboy that just doesn't like what I have to say. And then, of course, like I said, I put the invitation out there for any of these fucking people, anybody, anyone who is doesn't like what I have to say or what I'm doing with, and talking about certain things. Hey, come on my podcast. Get out behind the keyboard and we'll discuss it. Hit me up. I'm totally open to that. Perfectly. I'll be civil. I'm not going to be a dick or anything like that. Unless you're a dick to me first. Anyways, all right, guys. So I appreciate you guys listening. You guys are awesome. I love you. And like I said, from the bottom of my heart and the bottom of my balls, man, you guys were awesome. When I was going through my surgery, you guys showed support, your thoughts, your prayers, and everything like that. It really warmed my heart. Reading all that while I was, waiting to get operated on, and even afterwards, it really just, it made it easier. And even recovering, sending out that support really, really just, it really helped. It really did. It really helped me to just I want to get back to, doing some videos and podcasts and everything like that. It really jump-started me and really just reminded me of, wow, this is why I do this, because I do have fans out there that do like to listen to me, Yeah, there's going to be a small portion that fucking hate my guts, and that's just the way it is. There's nothing you can do about that. It's always going to happen. I don't give a shit. So all I give a shit is you guys that really enjoy what I have to say and discuss with me all various kinds of things. All right, guys? So I love you for that. You guys are awesome, and thank you for clicking in, and I'll talk to you guys later.